which entails a lot more than what I expected it to after last month, but hey, that's okay. I do want to give a quick update on things that are going on just with the chamber. We have an incredible board, and we have all been working together well during this time to find our new director and all of those things. We're working together through that, working together to pull all of the pieces together, and truly this board is doing a lot more than what boards have done in the past, and so I'm really proud of the board and everything that they are doing to pull together their strengths. Everybody has been really good about just throwing their strengths into that so that we can get all of the things done that need to continue to get done in the absence of a director. However, the question comes up, so how's that going? Hey, our hiring team is on it. We've got a hiring committee and we are on it, and so you'll be seeing more of that. So be patient with us as we continue to move forward, because we will move forward.
We are still looking, so if you have any suggestions,
absolutely. If you know people that you think, hey, I think you'd be really excellent at this job, then go ahead and give them a call and send them our way. I have done the same thing. I've messaged it when someone has come to my mind. I'm like, you know what, this person would be a really great person for this job. Give them a call and just let them know, because I never know where they're at in their job, in their position. So we do have applicants. I just want to say that it's not like we don't have applicants, but it's always great to have a good pool to pull from. So that's where we are. So welcome to the community coffee. Today's community coffee is sponsored by Leadership Northwest Oklahoma. So hand to them. I guess, are there any, I know it's the last week of public school. Are there any events going on this week that people want to point out? Or this next week? Or are we just graduating and finishing school and we're just like all done? Yes?
My name is Melissa Rebella. I'm with South Plains National Wildlife Refuge, and on June 1st we're going to have another youth fishing derby, so out at the refuge at Bottom Pond. So that's free for youth to participate in, and we have some fun prizes, so it'll be 9 to 11 a.m. So we have fishing poles and bait. It'll be a really fun time. If you know anyone that would be interested, please invite them.
Awesome, thank you. Also, with Melissa saying that, I just want to say, if you do have events, please send them to us. You can send them to us over Facebook Messenger if you have a flyer for something, or you can put it on our events page. There's a place on our community calendar, and I don't even know if you guys knew that we had a community calendar, but hey, we've got a community calendar at Visit Alva. Okay, visitalva.com.
You got two choices. There's Alva website and then alvaok.net.
Yes. There's alvaok.net, which is our chamber website, and if you click the events page, it will take you to the events calendar. And we have been working hard to get all of the events, scouring Facebook, scouring things going on in the community to put those onto the community calendar. So we make sure that we have that one spot where people can stop and be like, hey, what's going on in Alva? Hey, it's right here on our Visit Alva website. And so Megan and I have been working hard to get those events out there on Facebook, social media, as well as on the events calendar. So if you do have a flyer and you want it posted, let us know so that we can get that on there and we can get that on our events page so everybody knows what's going on and nobody has to ask what's going on in Alva, or saying that nothing is going on in Alva, because you know what? Something is always going on in Alva. But you all know that because you're here at the community coffee and you find out about all of the events. So
also on that, the chamber newsletter, we're working really hard to get that more robust, maybe, I guess, to incorporate all of those flyers that people do send in. So that's another avenue to get information. So if you haven't signed up for the chamber newsletter, please do so. We'll try to do that. And I've got two others. Alva State Bank is doing an incredible, super incredible ice cream sandwich day for the elementary kids today from 2 to 4. So if you've got an elementary kid, send them to Alva State Bank. And then also bank it for the library. If you haven't looked at their flyer yet, they are hooked up for the summer for kids programs. And Bank It is just trying to raise some more money for them so they can continue that throughout the whole rest of the year. So those are two things also happening soon.
So good. So lots happening. Yes.
Softball tournament out at the rec this weekend, and then following weekend, baseball tournament. So go support the kiddos.
And there's
With
so much going on.
Also, we put out our chamber maps, retail maps, to try to hand out to all of our visitors coming to Alva. We got to get people to know what's here, so that's our big push this year. And we put out some big banners out there that show all of the retailers, all of the restaurants, their chamber members, to try to get people. We have so many coming to that rec park, an incredibly awesome amount of people that might say there's nothing to do, but there is. So the maps are available, so if you find one, share it.
And I want to say also, as a chamber member, we want people to know that it's not just about the retail, it's about all of the businesses. So we do have QR codes on all of those things that lead us to the service businesses and other types of businesses. So it's not just retail and things to do, but the service businesses are also included through the QR code. So we're not leaving them out. we want to represent everyone equally. Okay, so now at this time I will turn it over to Leadership Northwest Oklahoma. Whoever is going with that, yeah, yay.
The first thing that I wanted to do is to tell you a little bit about Leadership Northwest Oklahoma, and then I'm going to turn it over to our participants that's going to present about their time and experiences. But Leadership Northwest Oklahoma is a program that was established back in 2009, and actually it's a leadership development program to develop leaders so that they can participate not only in their businesses as leaders, but also in their communities and in their civic groups. And the whole purpose of the program is so that we can provide them with some speakers and workshops and experiences and visits to other areas that they may not otherwise experience to develop them into leaders for our communities. And we take any citizen who is 21 or older who applies and is accepted into the program. And it's a program that starts in September of each year and runs through May. We try to have one overnight experience where we go to another community that is of a similar size, that maybe they can get some ideas that they can bring back to their communities and be able to develop those programs in their communities. So we were really excited about this group. We have participants from both Alfalfa and Woods County, and they have been amazing. You would be so proud that they are representing you in these communities. And we wanted to give them an opportunity to talk about some of the things that they've done throughout this period of time. And we encourage your businesses to send people to the Leadership Northwest Oklahoma program, or if you know other people who might benefit from it, definitely send them our way. Those applications will go out in July, and we will make selections sometime early September, with the first workshop or event happening in late September. So that's kind of our time frame, and now I'm going to turn it over to the people who participated this year, and I'll have them introduce themselves, and then they'll go ahead and present their program. So do you want to come up here and introduce yourselves and who you're with?
Okay, so we're Class 8. Like Charlotte said, we're a mixture of Alfalfa and Woods counties. We are blessed to have you guys come and meet with us this morning. We're going to introduce ourselves. We'll start off with Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa Koch. I work for Beatles Nursing Home.
Matt Rhodes. I previously worked for OG&E for 20 years. I accepted a position April 15th with the Barber County Extension Office as an agent out of Kansas State, and so I made that transition.
Adam Hyman, Northwest Technology Center.
Adam Grimsley, works for the Alva Fire Department.
Darby Hines, and I'm a physical therapist. Lexi Pullen, and I'm from Alfalfa Electric in Cherokee. Regina Long, Alfalfa Electric in Cherokee.
All right.
We're missing a few.
Yes.
You guys can go to the brochure.
Okay. So before I get started, we had some corporate sponsors or big sponsors that sponsored us, and I want to definitely thank them for putting us out there and sponsoring this program. Okay, so here's a picture of all of us at the beginning of the class. Today we are missing Ashley Kelly. She works for AEC. We have Tori Burson and Lacey Davidson, both out-of-state employees. I think everybody else is up there. Oh, I'm sorry, Grant Ritter. I'm sorry. So each one of our sponsors definitely did their part in getting this class to Class 8. All of us here are from somewhere, whether it's out-of-state bank, whether it's, ABC, Ritter Farms, City of Alva, Beatles. Darby's a contractor for many people throughout this community. So, she has her hands in everything, helping everybody. So, as well as our corporate sponsors, we want to thank those people, those employers that gave us this opportunity. So that's the start of our class there. So we had the orientation team building, and that was definitely a meeting where we all first came together. We got to meet each other. A lot of us knew each other, but did we really know each other as well as we thought we did? And that was a thing that really brought us together, doing activities and stuff that was designed for us to do some team building and orientation. This was some of the team building. Scott Brown came in, and he helped us with some of the activities that we did. Put some stuff up on the board. We did the parachute thing. Everybody's got to have a piece of the puzzle whenever we throw this ball around, right? Because there's responsibility and accountability with everybody. We went to Pawhuska and Honka City. That was definitely one of the highlights of the trip.
That was our overnight trip.
I'm sorry?
That was our overnight trip.
Yeah, the overnight trip, and we all enjoyed that. How many times have we all been to Ponca City or passed through there, and we got this opportunity to actually get to know the town and the things in it, especially the Marlin Mansion, the Marlin Home, something that everybody usually thinks about the mansion, but if they get to see the Marlin Home, and that was pretty extravagant and amazing. So this was the combination of the Marlin Home, and then on this day we actually went to Pawhuska. They took us on a tour throughout the Osage Hills, and it was amazing. We went through this period where the movie was coming out with Killers of the Flower Moon, and that kind of filled real close in our travel and our trip. This is touring all the places, whether it's the home or the mansion. Then we traveled to Pawhuska. We met with their chamber, and like Charlotte said, we tried to pick communities that are similar to Alva or surrounding areas. And we met with their chamber. And I think one of the most important things is as Alva as a community, going other places to get to see what those communities do also, what's benefiting them and what's helping them. And I have to give it up to the Alva Chamber and this whole program that people have put their name on it, is that we are trying to make this place better and this Northwest Oklahoma community, and the more we can reach out to others to see how well they're doing and crafting and creating entrepreneurship or business, bringing people to the area. You know, we're going to get, well, later on the slide, we're going to be looking at stuff closer to here. But if we can be around these folks and really see what they're doing, maybe that's something that we can bring to our communities up here. We have law and government here in Alva, and I think a lot of us, you know, especially the ones that are from Alva or do business stuff, we kind of have an idea of how law and government, the layout of the courthouse, the city, you know, how it works. But I have to probably admit that me being almost a lifelong member of Alva community, there were things that I didn't know about the courthouse. There's things that I didn't know about city government. And something that, hold on, I'll get down there. We're going to ask Adam to intervene here. So we visited the courthouse, the records, I mean, we did everything. Went through the sheriff's department, and like I said, there's a lot of things that we learned that we didn't know. At the end of the day, Todd Holder met with us. Well, this was in between. We had Judge Paul Woodward, and he came and kind of gave us a rundown of the legal system and how court works in cases. Something that I think we skipped over was Todd Holder has been working on a project for this community for a long time, and there's a lot of people involved in that. It's the Arena project, and I've been familiar with that for a little while. And there's folks that are in this community that really tried to put their name on that, get that going. And Todd kind of talked to us about that whole scene of events of how that's, you know, trying to come up and be a huge part of this Alva community and bringing folks in and being one of our, you know, landmarks for this area. Arts and culture, we spent a day up at the Cherokee Street Museum and the annex there, and we had multiple speakers. We had Jeremy Zeller come in and talk about economic growth and impact to this community and what his job role is and what he really brings. We were blessed to have Nacy come in, and she showed us what the gold rush was. And I think back to the days that Megan was in show choir and everybody else that was in that. It's the electric gold, but I guess they've changed the name and upstaged it a little. But anyways, he's done an amazing job. This was the same day, which we drew a picture. And after we heard from our speakers, why do I keep doing this? I'm sorry, Adam. This clicker's going to be my worst enemy here. So anyways, we went to the museum, and Elaine Riverville gave us a tour through there. And I don't know if all of you guys have been to the museum, or some of you, but again, I haven't been there since I was in probably first or second grade, and it was pretty amazing, the stuff inside the museum. Again, this is just another example of the stuff that's in this community that other people do not know about. And as this class went through and we learned what was in there and learned what it was about, that's something that when we go visit other communities that we can share with others. So Elaine did a great job taking us through there and getting us through the museum. I mean, there was amazing artifacts from this area. I think probably one of the things that just got added that I don't know if anybody knows about, but the exhibit that came from Hartner, Kansas, of all the animals, whether it's I don't know, crocodile, alligator, buffalo head. Bill Smith, he had an amazing collection, and there are still items in the Hartner School that we couldn't get in the museum. So that was another thing. We went to VAT on the industry. Another Alva thing that not everybody knows about. We see it out there, we know how it works. The VAP is probably one of the most important things in this community. And it doesn't always get seen because everything's behind the scenes, but it's pretty amazing how that whole process works And I'll have to give it to Steve Sterling. He is keeping that thing going. He's keeping that thing rolling. All the board members, all the people involved, they're doing an amazing job. We had, on our second part, we had PSO come in and mock resources. PSO talked about wind energy. Mock talked about a lot of the details that we don't see. You know, we see those mock trucks out there. We see, you know, the name. But he really got into the geology part of it, the drilling, and how that really pertains to this part of the world. We went out to Jeff Sayers. He's the kind of newer guy in town. He builds the greenhouses. And that's definitely been something that's brought another light to Alva. We went to the Capitol. That was amazing. We got to meet with Casey Murdoch. We got to meet with Dr. Carl Newton. Yes, I'm sorry. And then, of course, Roland Peterson. Definitely people in this community, in this part of the world that make a difference for us. This was us at the Capitol again, taking the trip all the way up. So then we get to the healthcare and medical, health and Share Medical Center. We got a tour through the Share Medical Center. We got to see kind of the workings of it, the different stuff, how it works, how Share began. And we all know that Share has been a huge asset to this community. And the Great Salt Plains, I'm sorry. So the Great Salt Plains, we went and visited them. And while we were in Cherokee, they're providing health care for everybody in that part of the world. And then we went to Alva Electric. Me coming from the energy industry before, this was pretty amazing for not only me to see, but everybody. We see the war room, when the lights go out and the guys are out there working, if the women are out there working, we see what goes on. That board shows everything that goes on within their system. Harvey House in Winoka. Many people know that it's the train station, but upstairs, I've lived here almost my whole life, did not ever meet everybody that works there or the people that run that place. The upstairs is amazing. The artifacts, the stuff, whether you think about people coming in on the train producing or having the capabilities of bringing a restaurant and all the goods to fund, the stuff before we ever got here on the train, people coming in and eating and being up here. The airport, most people didn't know about the airport that's like in town. Sand dunes, the American Oasis has put in, and I mean, the facilities out there are amazing, I will say that. Before there was, the park, they have transitioned into, an event center. They got places to stay, and it's pretty amazing. So, for our class, we had to pick a project. And this was probably something that every person in this group really got a hand in. When we sat at the hotel at the Osage Hotel in Ponca, that night we were trying to figure out a project. And, funds are definitely something that everybody has a problem with. We're in this spot to where we have the oil field, and then now we're kind of rolling back into where we're at now. But us talking about this, what does this area need is volunteerism. You think about all the good stuff that we can do to our communities, for our communities, and to help them. Volunteerism is definitely an avenue we can take. It don't cost much money. People are always willing to help and always willing to give their time. And then if we get involved in the businesses and everybody out here, they see the good. So we did many events. Toys for Tots, we did the stroll, the King Cash. We got very involved in the chamber. And the chamber was able to supply us with events that we could donate our time to help our community and communities. The cookie crawl, that was fun. And then we come to the Cherokee Main Street Awards. We had a lot of folks involved in that. And that's why what I really liked about this program this year was that we had multiple communities involved, or at least Alva and Cherokee. And we kind of expanded that Northwest Oklahoma idea of our volunteerism and our reach for the class. So this is where I hand it over to Adam.
So, as Matt's talked about throughout his presentation, our group project we centered on volunteerism and volunteering different things, and we'll see at the heel of this PowerPoint, we'll show you a dollar figure. One of our bigger projects, I would say a positive impact for us, was a kind of a time of crisis, per se, in a young man's life, and just some different things unfolding and where things were, and it is very interesting. We know that everybody can pull together at certain times. The unity and community really showed when Ron Vasquez Jr. Had his incident on a fire truck in, I want to say Ellis County off the top of my head. And so saw some updates on that. The accident happened, if I'm correct, on the 28th of February. March 1st, we learned some information and whatnot that he was going to be probably in a wheelchair for quite a little while. Had a severely fractured pelvis, wasn't going to be weight bearing for an extended period of time. And so the idea came together as far as trying to do a community fundraiser. When the idea came up, Adam Grimsley and I and a couple others kind of in a group text, and we talked about it. We knew we wanted to do something. We really didn't know what we wanted to do, but we wanted to do something. There was a slew of ideas that floated around. And Lane Hass, which did some music that night when we did our event on March 12th. When it all started, we didn't really know where we were going to do it and how we were going to do it. There's lots of thoughts, there's lots of discussion. By the 2nd or 3rd of March, the entire plan was in motion. We talked about doing it at the Moose, we talked about doing it at the fairgrounds. On a Saturday morning, I was driving by the 818 and I thought, the 818 does a lot of community fundraiser dinners. I stopped in there and I talked to the Parsons and I said, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and they're like, we're all on board. We'll use the diner, we'll do this, we'll do that. And so from there, with Ron Jr.'s dad being with the police department, I reached out and talked to Ben Orcutt, just as a heads up of, hey, we're looking at doing this as a fundraiser. And Kids and Cops donated all the pulled pork. And so that really helped out as well. And the whole thing just fell together. We had a slew of stuff that came together to make all of that work. To date, the Parsons said all the community fundraisers they've done, the event for Ron Jr. Broke the bank as far as the numbers that they've raised. We raised just over $6,300 for him that went straight into a bank account for him. And there's a lot of work behind the scenes on that. Lane Hash drove from Enid, played music for free. Nam and Pop showed up, put inflatables up for the kids. There was a whole lot of stuff there. And to kind of wrap some stuff up and bring it full circle, and I did talk to Ron Sr. last night, because I thought if we were going to talk about Ron Jr., we should at least have a little bit of an update on him. He is out of the wheelchair to a degree. He's still non-weight bearing. He's in a he's using a walker. Still has a slight fracture to the left side of his pelvis that's slowly growing back. But other than that, some of the other stuff that Matt hit on, things that we learned that we didn't know in our community. Just a whole bunch of stuff, from listening to Candace talk at the hospital and the different integral parts in and out of that operation and how all of that happens, to listening to Dr. Pecky, Dr. Hannaford talk at the college and how different things happen there, listening to Dr. Eaton talk here. If you've never seen Great Salt Plains Health Clinic in Cherokee, wow, they've got a lot of stuff over there. That's a good thing. But as we push on through there, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And one other thing that I'll throw out there, I talked about Lane Hass and the fact that he came up and played music for free. Boss Music provided sound on about 24 hours notice. It was, hey, we thought about all of this, but what about that? and it was perfect. The entire thing came together well. We also helped with the Chamber Gala. We helped set up, we helped tear down, we helped make all of the things happen there as we go through there and look at that. That's a picture of our graduation that we had a week and a half ago. So a little bit of stuff there is a really good time. We had a really good speaker that came. Charlotte was able to find that came and talked to us from ONG, Margie. Do what?
Marty Wheeler.
Marty Euler. One of the things that she capitalized on when she talked to us was listen. That was one of her big words that she talked about, and I thought, that was kind of fitting. So everything's kind of shown there. So I said that we would show that at the heel of our presentation. Volunteerism-wise, around 159 hours. And when you pull some numbers and you throw the math in there, we donated roughly $5,000 worth of time. And then we have the event there that came together, roughly $6,300 that was put towards Ron Vasquez Jr. as far as his medical costs, which I think was very beneficial. So, big thank you to all of our sponsors that helped make things happen that we don't know about per se as in the class. We know the sponsors exist. We learned that on day one. So, any questions? Anybody else?
So you're gonna stay together and we can call up you if we need help, right?
You might mention you have a Facebook page from your group, from your community service and what it's titled and how people can go follow that as.
Gina? Any questions? Thank you very much for your time.
Well, and I also want to say a big thank you. The Chamber and Northwest Technology Center co-direct this, and so, there's a lot of time that was invested by the Chamber Director and also the staff from Northwest Technology Center, so I really do appreciate the opportunities that they allow us to be able to sponsor the program. So if anybody has any questions, we're happy to entertain any of the questions. We're really proud of Class A. I think they did some amazing things, and it was great to have communities outside of Alva participating because it allows us to grow Northwest Oklahoma. What's beneficial in one community definitely benefits the other, so it was a great experience. Any questions from the group or myself? If not, go back and enjoy some more goodies and visit amongst yourself, and thank you for coming.